What if the broken moments of your life weren't the end, but the beginning of your reinvention? Can ancient Stoic principles guide you through pain, self-doubt, and failure toward unshakable clarity and strength? This isn't just self-help. It's a battle-tested blueprint to rebuild your mindset, your environment, and your future, one disciplined step at a time. Life is an endless cycle of challenges and upheavals. There will be days when you feel like everything you've worked so hard to build is falling apart. Dreams shattered, plans crumbling, losses that bring you to your knees. But one undeniable truth remains. The issue is not whether you fall, but whether you are willing to rise again. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Suffering is not the end. It is an opportunity for rebirth. Life may break you, but from those very fragments, you have the power to rebuild a stronger version of yourself. And that is only possible when you take control of the meaning behind every experience in your life. Whatever happens, loss, failure, pain can serve as the foundation for growth if you choose to see it that way. Rebuilding yourself is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It begins with you. But first, you must summon the courage to face the truth. You have been hurt. You have failed. It may be painful, but you must confront it. Look in the mirror, stare deep into your own eyes, and accept reality. You have fallen, but you are still here. And as long as you are standing, you have the strength to rebuild. 1. Have a clear vision. We cannot rebuild ourselves without acknowledging our wounds. Just as a building must have a solid foundation to stand firm, so too must the human soul. You cannot heal without facing yourself. Pain, failures, or past mistakes are not stopping points, but rather pieces that help you grow. Stoicism reminds us that suffering is a part of life, but the important thing is not to avoid it, but to learn to control our reactions. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters." When you accept reality and let go of resentment, you can begin the process of rebuilding yourself. Imagine you are a ship setting sail without a compass or destination. You will drift aimlessly, carried by the currents without knowing where you are going. A life without vision is the same. It has no direction or goals and is easily influenced by external circumstances. Vision is not merely a dream. It is a guiding compass that helps you know where you need to go. It is the source of motivation that pushes you through obstacles and keeps your spirit strong, even when life is filled with challenges. A person with vision acts with purpose, while someone without direction allows circumstances to decide for them. So what do you truly want? Ask yourself this question, but do not rush to answer. Your vision should not be distorted by the expectations of others or societal pressures. It must come from deep within you. Anyone who wants to change themselves must envision their future self, not in vague concepts, but in a vivid picture. Imagine that you have become the best version of yourself. What are you doing? How do you feel? Who is by your side? What does your life look like? When your vision is clear, you will know exactly what to prioritize in life. A vision without action is just an illusion. Once you have identified your goals, commit to them with practical steps. Write down your vision, speak it aloud, and repeat it every day. Your small daily choices should align with that vision, like a sculptor chiseling a statue from a block of stone. You must continuously refine, adjust, and persist to shape yourself into the person you want to become. There is no path paved with roses. There will be times when you doubt yourself, when you are tempted by easier routes, or when you feel exhausted because results do not appear immediately. But remember, challenges are not barriers. They are tests to see if you truly want what you desire. If your vision is strong enough, you will not give up easily. When you encounter failure, you will not see it as the end, but as a lesson to adjust your course. Are you someone who enjoys working out? If the answer is yes, keep it up. If not, then this is your answer. If you want a healthy, energetic body, but do not have a clear vision, you will easily give up when faced with difficulties. The soreness after the first workout, the temptation of fast food, or the laziness of getting up in the morning. But if you vividly imagine the best version of yourself, a strong, flexible body, a sharp mind, and a life full of energy, then every decision you make will start to revolve around that vision. You will prioritize exercise, choose healthy food, and not easily fall back into old habits. It is the clarity of vision that keeps you steadfast on your journey of transformation. Despite the initial difficulties, people with vision do not let circumstances dictate their lives. They do not let fear control their actions. They wake up every day with clarity about what they want to achieve and take steps to move closer to it. On the other hand, those without vision are constantly swayed by external forces. They react to life instead of creating it. Life is constantly changing, and sometimes your initial vision needs adjustment. That does not mean you are giving up. It means you are refining it to better align with what you truly want. The important thing is that You always have something pulling you forward. If you want to rebuild yourself, start with a clear vision. Without vision, you will drift aimlessly. But with a strong vision, you can overcome any challenge and turn it into fuel for growth. Who do you want to become? What do you truly desire? Take the time to answer these questions and then take action. You do not need to change everything at once, but each day take one small step in the right direction, and you will move closer to the best version of yourself. 2. Surround yourself with the right people. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Seneca. Humans cannot exist in isolation. The environment around us and the people we interact with daily, both visibly and invisibly, have a profound influence on our thinking, behavior, and development. If you want to rebuild yourself, the first thing you need to do is not wait for motivation to appear, but rather carefully select the people around you. Motivation is like a flame that burns intensely for a moment, but without fuel, it will extinguish at the first gust of wind. Motivation helps you start, but discipline is what takes you to the finish line. Motivation is a fleeting emotion, whereas discipline is a conscious choice, and nothing influences your discipline more than the people you surround yourself with. Take a look around you. Are you surrounded by people who inspire you to be better? Or are you being held back by those who lack direction, who are quick to justify procrastination, fear, and failure? Arnold Schwarzenegger, a young man who left Austria with a dream of becoming the greatest bodybuilder in the world, understood the importance of choosing the right companions. When he arrived in the US, he not only sought out great coaches, but also surrounded himself with disciplined, strong, and ambitious individuals. He lived with people who shared the same goals, trained with legendary bodybuilders, and absorbed their resilient mindset. He didn't just train his muscles. He trained his mind by surrounding himself with people who helped him maintain discipline. If Arnold had chosen to be around unmotivated people who refused to push beyond their limits, would he have become the legend he is today? No matter how strong you are, if you are constantly surrounded by pessimistic people who complain and always find excuses to delay action, you will be affected. Conversely, if you surround yourself with visionary, disciplined people who refuse to settle for mediocrity, you will be forced to level up to keep up with them. Ask yourself, does my best friend help me become a better version of myself? Am I spending time with people who hold me back from my dreams? Do my daily conversations inspire me, or are they filled with complaints? Remember, you have the power to choose your environment. If you cannot change it immediately, find ways to minimize negative influences and strengthen your connections with strong-willed individuals. Read books by great minds, listen to podcasts from successful people, and join communities that align with your goals. It's not just people. You must also curate your habits, surroundings, and influences. You want to be disciplined, but do you spend hours every day on social media, gaming, or watching meaningless videos? Do you want to improve yourself, yet you associate with people who lack motivation and refuse to grow? Keep in mind that what you absorb daily will shape your future. Eliminate distractions and create an environment that helps you focus, train, and stay committed to your goals. Ultimately, no one can change you except yourself. But you cannot build a better version of yourself if you remain in the same old environment, surrounded by the same old people with the same old mindset. If you want to reinvent yourself, choose the right people to accompany you. Now that you understand the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people, the question remains, can you maintain discipline even when motivation fades? That is what we will explore in the next section. Training discipline instead of waiting for motivation. Are you ready? Let's begin. 3. Develop discipline over motivation. There is a simple but powerful truth. No one can change your life except you. Motivation comes and goes easily, but discipline is what keeps you going even when things get tough. People tend to blame circumstances, fate, or others when things don't go as planned. But take a moment and ask yourself, does making excuses help you achieve what you want? The answer is certainly no. When you take responsibility for your life, you will realize that there is no one left to blame, no more reasons to procrastinate, only the path ahead that you must walk. You are the one who determines your happiness, growth, and success. No one else can do it for you. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom does not come from having wealth, status, or favorable circumstances. True freedom comes from being able to control your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Discipline is the path that leads you there. Think about this. How many times have you felt highly motivated in the morning only to lose all drive by noon? How many times have you set goals only to abandon them a few days later because you lost inspiration? Motivation is just a fleeting emotion. It fluctuates with your mood, the weather, or external influences. But discipline is different. It keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. Even when you're tired, discouraged, or frustrated. Those who achieve great success in life do not rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They understand that progress does not come from inspiration, but from consistent action repeated daily. David Goggins, a former U.S. Navy SEAL, is a living testament to the power of discipline. Coming from a childhood filled with violence, poverty, and trauma, Goggins was once an overweight, lazy young man with no direction. But instead of continuing to make excuses, he decided to change. He didn't rely on motivation because he knew it wouldn't last. Instead, he built unbreakable discipline. He trained regardless of the weather, regardless of how he felt. He woke up at 4 a.m. to run miles every day, pushed his body to exhaustion, and through sheer discipline, transformed himself. From someone who was once overlooked, he became one of the toughest Navy SEALs, an ultra-endurance athlete with world records and an inspiring speaker. So what's the lesson here? It doesn't matter how you feel. What matters is whether you have the discipline to do what needs to be done. If you keep waiting for motivation to start taking action, you will never achieve your goals. Instead, create discipline for yourself. The first is to set a clear schedule and stick to it no matter how you feel. The second is to eliminate reasons for procrastination. Don't let your mood control you. Third is, remind yourself that you have control over your own life. Remember, discipline is the bridge that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. Now share your thoughts. Have you ever overcome laziness or procrastination through discipline? Comment below and let's support each other on this journey of self-improvement. 4. Take responsibility. Are you truly in control of your life? Do you ever feel like a victim of fate? Have you ever thought that your failures are due to circumstances, other people, or forces beyond your control? If your answer is yes, then it's time to change your perspective on life. Because the journey of rebuilding yourself can only begin when you take full responsibility for your life. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot change what happens to us, we can control how we react. And it is our reaction that determines the course of our lives. One of the biggest mistakes people make is handing over control of their lives to others. We let the past hold us back, let society's judgments dictate our actions, and allow circumstances to shape our path. But if you don't take responsibility for yourself, who will? Take a look at the life of Nelson Mandela. He was imprisoned for 27 years, losing his youth and freedom. Yet he never allowed his circumstances to turn him into a victim. Instead of harboring resentment, he used his time in prison to learn, to develop his mind, and to strengthen his will. When he walked out of those prison bars, he was not a bitter man, but a great leader, a symbol of forgiveness and transformation. Mandela could have blamed his oppressors. He could have let injustice consume him with anger, but he chose to take responsibility for his own life. He controlled his reaction, turning pain into motivation and failure into opportunity. And that is the spirit of Stoicism. There are things you cannot change. Your childhood, past failures, and the wounds you have endured. But blaming circumstances won't make you better. On the contrary, it will trap you in negativity and rob you of your inner strength. Remember, taking responsibility doesn't mean everything that happens is your fault. You cannot control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond. An insult can make you angry, or you can stay calm and let it pass. A failure can break you, or you can learn from it and rise stronger. Who do you want to be in 5 years? If you don't have an answer, that's a sign that you are not truly in control of your life. Those who take responsibility don't just react to life, they actively create the life they want. Ask yourself, am I letting my past control me, or am I moving forward? Am I acting with purpose, or am I just drifting through life? Am I investing time and effort into becoming the best version of myself? Your answers will determine whether you are truly rebuilding yourself. Your life is not written by others. You are not your past mistakes, nor are you the judgments of society. You can change at any moment as long as you take responsibility and take action. True freedom is not about having no limits, but about having control over yourself. And when you take control, you will realize that the path to rebuilding yourself is not just an option, it is an essential mission. So are you ready to take responsibility for your life? 5. Keep your faith strong. Faith is not only the guiding light in times of uncertainty, but also the inner strength that helps you stand firm against life's challenges. On the journey of rebuilding yourself, there will be moments when you doubt yourself, feel lost, or even want to give up. But remember, it is in the most difficult times that strong faith becomes the foundation that pushes you forward. The journey of self-development cannot be separated from those who accompany you. Not everyone is the right fit, but that doesn't mean you should only surround yourself with people who think exactly like you. The ones who challenge your thoughts, force you to reflect, and help you expand your perspective are the ones who truly matter. Imagine a mountaineer conquering a new peak. If he travels only with those who always agree on the safest route, he may never discover the best path. On the other hand, a companion who asks questions, analyzes risks, and suggests bolder alternatives may help him reach heights he never imagined before. Similarly, in life, your companion should not only be those who comfort your emotions, but also those who push you beyond your limits. They may not always agree with you, but if they truly want you to grow, they will challenge you in a constructive way. Relationships are not just about what you receive, but also about what you contribute. If you want people to support you, first be someone who is willing to uplift and encourage others. Relationships are a two-way street, and what you give determines what you receive in return. Think about a friend you once helped during their difficult times. Perhaps you motivated them when they lost faith, or you simply stayed by their side and listened. Such moments not only build strong friendships, but also create an ecosystem of people who will be ready to support you when you need it. Choose companions with whom you can grow together. Valuable relationships lift you up while negative ones drag you down. The key is knowing how to be selective. Rebuilding yourself is not an easy journey. It is not glamorous. There are no shortcuts, and it is certainly not for those who expect immediate results. You will encounter failures and have days where you feel like you're making no progress. But that is the essence of the journey. The grind, persistence in small daily actions truly drives transformation. Just like physical training, you cannot expect results after just 1 week of exercise. The most significant changes often come from small but consistent habits. For instance, if you want to learn a new language, relying solely on motivation will lead to failure. But if you commit to studying for 30 minutes daily, regardless of your mood, after a year, you will achieve remarkable progress. Success does not come from short bursts of effort, but from persistence in small, steady steps. There will be times when you have to turn down short-term temptations to focus on long-term goals. Skipping parties, rejecting comfort, and working harder while others rest are things that few are willing to do. But they are what differentiates the successful from those who remain stagnant. The most important thing is to love the process, not just the result. If you only focus on the finish line, you will easily give up when you don't see immediate success. On the contrary, if you learn to enjoy each step, each small improvement, you will find joy in the journey itself. Life will throw challenges and failures your way, not to defeat you, but to test whether you truly deserve what you are pursuing. Perseverance is not about never falling, but about getting up every time you do. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Obstacles are not barriers, they are the path itself. When you learn to turn challenges into motivation, nothing can stop you from moving forward. Now that you understand the importance of strong faith in the journey of self-reconstruction, what are the core lessons from this process? How can you effectively apply them in reality? Stay tuned for the next section, where we will summarize the most essential principles of Stoic philosophy, helping you not only rebuild yourself, but also maintain resilience, strength, and continuous growth. Get ready, because the next part will be the key to turning theory into real action. 6. Rebuild yourself. Rebuilding yourself is not just about overcoming failures. It is the art of training your mind to embrace challenges as an essential part of life. Stoic philosophy teaches that resilience does not come from external circumstances, but from how we respond to them. Every day is an opportunity to be reborn stronger, wiser, and more self-disciplined. Look at the great figures in history. Has anyone ever succeeded without failure? Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, once said, "I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work." The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not the number of times they fall, but how they perceive failure. If you see each challenge as a lesson, you will never feel defeated. You are simply learning the right path forward. Gratitude not only helps you focus on the good, but also brings in a peace. Take Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and renowned Stoic philosopher, as an example. Despite facing wars, plagues, and betrayals, he practiced gratitude daily. In meditations, he reminded himself of the blessings in his life, the teachers who instilled virtue in him, and the challenges that made him stronger. Gratitude does not mean denying difficulties. It means learning to find value even in adversity. People are products of their environment. If you want to grow, surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you rather than those who pull you down. Confidence does not appear naturally. It is built through action. You cannot wait until you feel ready to begin taking action, which is what strengthens your confidence. If you want to become stronger, practice patience and endure small hardships to prepare for greater challenges ahead. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for mastering your thoughts and emotions. Take time each day to observe your mind without judgment, without reaction, just awareness. This practice helps you detach from negative emotions and maintain calmness even in the face of adversity. The journey of rebuilding yourself does not happen overnight. Sustainable change takes time. Just like physical training, the mind must also be continuously cultivated. Nothing truly valuable comes easily. The most important thing is not to give up even when the results are not yet visible. The thoughts you repeat daily shape your core beliefs. Use positive affirmations such as "I have the strength to overcome this challenge" or "I'm growing stronger every day." The more you repeat these statements, the more your brain accepts them as truth, and over time they become a part of who you are. Socrates once said, "I know that I know nothing." This is the mindset that anyone seeking self-reconstruction should adopt. Learning is not limited to books. It comes from experiences, the people around you, and failures. Always maintain the attitude of a learner, because the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. Everyone goes through phases in life where they need to rebuild themselves. Perhaps you have faced a major failure, a loss, or a change that forced you to become a new version of yourself. What did you do to rise again? What made you stronger? Share your story in the comments. Your journey might be the inspiration someone else needs. 7. Never stop learning. The journey of rebuilding oneself is not just about physical training or overcoming adversity. It is also a continuous cultivation of intellect and spirit. Learning is not a process with an end point, but a continuous flow, the foundation of growth and inner freedom. When you commit to learning, you not only enhance your abilities but also develop a resilient mindset to face life's challenges. This is clearly reflected in the words of Epictetus. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Rome wasn't built in a day, and greatness does not emerge instantly. There will be days when you feel like you're not making progress, perhaps even wanting to give up. But remember, even when you don't see immediate results, every small effort is contributing to a stronger version of yourself. Learning is not a race against others. It is a personal journey. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you begin to see the true value of what you have achieved. On the path of growth, you will face countless distractions. Shortcuts may seem tempting, but only by focusing on long-term goals can you achieve true success. No one follows the same path, and someone else's success does not define your progress. Do not let the spotlight on others overshadow your own inner light. Motivation may get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going. When things are easy, anyone can persist, but it is during difficult times that true willpower is forged. Do not let obstacles deter you. Every time you push through a challenge, you are building a stronger mind and a more resilient spirit. A remarkable example of this is the story of Nelson Mandela. 27 years in prison could not weaken his will. Instead of harboring resentment or succumbing to despair, he used that time to learn, read, and develop himself. When he was finally freed, he was not just a man. He was a symbol of perseverance, of unwavering determination in the face of adversity. If he could transform suffering into wisdom, then there is no reason why we cannot do the same. Working hard is good, but working strategically is even more important. You can spend countless hours toiling away, but without a clear plan, you are merely running in circles rather than moving forward. Define specific goals, create detailed plans, and measure your progress. Learning is the same. It is not just about acquiring knowledge, but also about knowing how to apply it in real life. A seed does not become a towering tree overnight. Success is the result of persistence and continuous effort. If you do not see results today, it does not mean you are not progressing. Every great achievement takes time to develop. Embrace the slow pace, for patience is the determining factor in how far you can go. Learning is not just about absorbing knowledge. It is about believing in your own potential. When you believe you can improve, you act accordingly. Belief not only helps you overcome difficulties, but also serves as the driving force for your continuous growth. There will be times when you doubt yourself. Criticism, failure, or even the silence of the world may shake your confidence. But do not forget how many challenges you have already overcome to get to where you are today. Do not let a single difficult moment define your entire journey. Imagine yourself 1 year from now, 5 years from now, a stronger, wiser, more confident version of yourself. That version does not appear by chance. It is shaped by the choices you make today. The choice to learn, the choice to persist, the choice to continuously grow. So never stop learning, because every lesson is a brick that builds the person you are becoming. The journey is not easy, but it is undoubtedly worth it. 8. Embrace the grind. The air is freezing and the world around you is still asleep, but you're not. You clench your fists, staring at your reflection in the mirror. A version of yourself that is exhausted but determined. Today is nothing special. Just another day in an endless journey. But it's these days that make the difference. Because success doesn't come from moments of glory. It is forged in the days when you want to quit, but choose to push forward. This is the grind, the relentless, repetitive, and brutal process that is essential if you want to rebuild yourself. We all want to change, to grow. But why do only a few succeed? The answer is discipline. Motivation may get you started, but only discipline will keep you going. Discipline is what helps you conquer laziness, overcome failure, and resist the temptations of comfort. It is the foundation that carries you through exhaustion, through the moments when every part of you screams to stop. The Stoics believe that a person who cannot control themselves cannot control their destiny. So if you want to rebuild yourself, you can't rely on fleeting emotions. You must learn to maintain discipline even when no one is watching. Take a look at the people around you. Are they pushing you forward or pulling you down? Your environment has a powerful influence on your mindset, habits, and life. If you surround yourself with lazy, negative people who constantly complain, you will inevitably become like them. But if you immerse yourself in a group of disciplined, hardworking individuals who are constantly striving for more, you will feel the need to improve every day just to keep up. The right people in your life will challenge you, pushing you out of your comfort zone when you become too complacent. They won't just cheer you on. They will hold you accountable, refusing to let you make excuses for your own procrastination. Not everyone will walk with you until the end of your journey. Some people you must learn to let go of, not because they are bad, but because they no longer align with your path. If someone constantly drains your energy, sows doubt, or pulls you back into your old self, have the courage to walk away. Remember this: you don't need to hate anyone, but you must love yourself enough to protect your peace and growth. Instead of mourning old relationships, seek out people who align with your values, not just in terms of success, but also in integrity, ethics, and kindness. These people won't just help you go faster, they will help you go further. No one can make it through life alone. Finding a mentor or a role model can save you from countless mistakes. A true teacher doesn't just provide skills, but also inspires you and helps you stay mentally strong through the toughest moments. Pay attention to the people you admire. How do they work? What do they think? What core values allow them to stay resilient? Observe, learn, and apply these lessons to your own journey. Building a group of people just like yourself may feel comfortable, but that doesn't mean you're growing. You need individuals with different perspectives, complementary skills, and most importantly, those who will challenge your thinking so you don't remain stuck in your comfort zone. Surrounding yourself with people of diverse strengths will expand your own limits, exposing you to experiences you've never had before. This is why the most successful individuals cultivate a network of exceptional people, each with their own unique abilities. You will doubt yourself. You will want to give up. But remember, every drop of sweat, every moment of struggle, and every challenge you overcome is a step forward in your transformation. When you've built a solid foundation of discipline, the right mindset, and the right people around you, you will realize that you are not just rebuilding a new life. You are creating a stronger, unstoppable version of yourself. But before you move forward, there's one last thing you must face. Acknowledge your broken pieces, the cracks, the wounds, the mistakes of your past. Will you face them, or will you continue to hide? Prepare yourself. In the next part, we will dive deep into how to turn your pain into strength and how to rebuild yourself from the shattered pieces of your past. 9. Acknowledge your broken pieces. Do you dare to look at yourself when everything around you crumbles? When you lose what you once considered important? When failures come crashing down? When your faith wavers? Most people choose to escape, hide, or deny that they are hurting. But the truth is that you cannot rebuild yourself without acknowledging the broken pieces within you. We all have cracks, past mistakes, wrong turns, and wounds that have yet to heal. But what differentiates the weak from the strong is not whether they have been hurt. It is how they face their pain. A beautiful statue cannot be perfected if the artist refuses to see the cracks in it. Similarly, you cannot rebuild yourself if you keep denying your mistakes and flaws. Accept the truth. You are not perfect, and that's okay. Accepting brokenness does not mean surrendering to fate. It means you are laying the foundation for change. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this? What does this say about me? What do I need to change to avoid repeating this mistake?" This is the essence of Stoicism. Controlling your reactions to circumstances rather than letting circumstances control you. The truth can be painful, but it is the only thing that will make you stronger. Pretending to be fine only delays your personal growth. No one can change you except yourself. And change does not come from empty promises or fleeting motivation. It comes from real decisions. When you acknowledge what is incomplete, only then can you find ways to improve. Look at great figures like Marcus Aurelius. He did not become strong through easy victories, but by overcoming his greatest failures. He did not run from pain. He used it as fuel to grow stronger, because every crack within you can become a window for the light to shine through. What you have been through does not define you. How you rebuild yourself does. And if you have the courage to face your broken pieces, you are already halfway to change. Do not fear your cracks. They are not signs of weakness. They are proof that you still have the chance to become the best version of yourself. As we conclude our journey of self-reconstruction, carry with you the deep insights you have gathered. Remember, life is not just a series of random events, but a purposeful journey of growth and transformation. No one rises from the ashes without going through challenges, but it is precisely those broken pieces that form the foundation upon which you rebuild a stronger version of yourself. You cannot change the past, but you can use it to shape the future. Stay committed to your vision because it serves as the lighthouse illuminating the path ahead. Don't rely on motivation, depend on discipline. Motivation is like a breeze, fleeting, unpredictable. But discipline is the engine. It's the steady, daily choice to move forward even when every part of you wants to stop. That's where transformation begins. If you are ready to embrace this journey, comment "I rebuild myself" below to show your commitment. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Share it to spread the value and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on upcoming content. Keep watching the videos appearing on your screen because your journey of self-growth is far from over.